everybody. This is Silent Eric here, and we have another set of variety cards. I was expecting the lead up to Neeko, but instead we have Shadow Isles, Bilgewater, and Ionia. And what that says to me, we still haven't seen Targon, and we still haven't seen Freljord. Or Bandle City. So I think that the mystery third champion is going to be in one of those regions. I think Neeko's either going to be Worldwalker or Bandle City, and that leaves a Targon or a Freljord to be our new Runeterra exclusive champion, which is what I believe it'll be. I don't think we're going to get a third actual League of Legends champion that we've seen before. It's going to be another new one. But let's start looking at some of these cards first. We'll get to that over the next couple of days. So make sure to leave a like and a subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of that. First up, the Tufted Web Spinner, a 2-mana 3/1, a new spider in Shadow Isles. Okay. We don't have Elise in Standard anymore, but you could still put this with Elise in Eternal. Play. If an ally has a different subtype than me, give an enemy -2, -0 this round. Now that is... it's a 3/1 fearsome for 2. Okay. So the stats are a little bit worse than the existing 3/2 fearsome that Shadow Isles has. But this has this play effect. But if you want to do that on turn... how often do you want to do that on turn 2? If you're running an entire spider deck, then you're pretty much going all in on spiders, right? So you're not getting that play effect. So despite being a spider, this is a spider that doesn't work in a spider deck. At least not really. That is interesting. It could work in a fearsome deck, like in Nightfall, but Nightfall doesn't have a subtype. Well, let's move on for now, I suppose. The Deck Hunter. 2-mana 1/3 cat. On play, manifest a follower that has a different subtype than allies already in play. That's pretty Bilgewater. That's pretty good, actually. 2 mana, essentially draw a unit card. And you can get a higher cost one than normal in Bilgewater. I like that a lot. However, unfortunately, as far as cats go, this is a cat that does not benefit from pack hunting. Summoning an ephemeral copy of this isn't really going to do much for you, sadly. So it is a cat subtype. So we see a cat that doesn't go with cats, and we see a spider that doesn't go with spiders. Yeah, instead they both just care about different subtypes. Siren Song. Summon a random Ooh, an Evelyn card? Summon a random husk. Grant 1-cost allies everywhere +1/+1. Ooh, that is a very Bilgewater effect, isn't it? So Evelyn will be able to just take that, and you can bring that with Evelyn to Shurima if you wanted, and go all in on 1-drops over there. You can also just run this in 1-drop matters decks in Bilgewater. I think you would often... it's still worse than Spirits Unleashed, I would say. But in a 1-cost deck, it's kind of doing a similar job. Next up, Swindler's Den. Your cards in hand have fleeting. When you play a card, draw 1. Wow. That is going to go through your deck. So you're going to want, if you're running a Swindler's Den deck, you're probably something close to aggro. You're gonna want to not deck out. I think you're gonna want to like run something to something that like creates cards in your deck. That'll help you not deck out. Huh. Yeah, I can definitely see why Twisted Fate got rotated. It is a 6 mana landmark though, so it comes in really late. It has a huge downside of you can't really plan around anything. You're having to go all out on just playing everything as you draw it. How much can you? Yeah, just all your cards have fleeting, so there's no way around that. At most, you can get away with some discard effects if you run it with Noxus. Things that care when they are discarded. Okay, that's an interesting one. Feels very aggro, but it's so late in the game. But at the same time, that's the problem. That's just the natural problem of aggro, right? That you run through everything in your hand and then you're just top decking and hoping that you did enough damage quick enough to be able to finish it. And this could kind of work for that. I don't think you'd ever run 3 of this, though. Because what you would least want to do is draw a second copy of it when you're trying to chain, because it's so expensive. So you probably only run 1 of it, maybe 2. If you had 2 of it out, you would draw 2 cards every time you play a card. But decking yourself out is going to lose you the game, so you have to be very careful with this. Okay, well, I have more to say about that than I thought. Let's move on to the next set of cards here. We have some more Shadow Isle stuff. 1 mana Sacred Shears. When another ally gains power from Hallowed, so does my bearer. I think that stacks if you have a Gwen. Gwen could get double Hallowed, or the first thing attacking could get double Hallowed. Okay. There's a lot of decks that I think that works with, right? Like, Gwen has just been good. Hallowed is just like a very solid mechanic that Shadow Isles had. And being able to spread it out, especially for only 1 mana, I think that seems pretty worth it. You could do some kind of janky stuff. You're less restricted in what you have attack first, if that ever matters. 2 mana 2/2. That's a token. Let's see what spawns it. Necrotic Arachnoid. When I'm summoned, summon 2 Necrotic Nestlings. So 8 mana for a 5/8 and 2 2/2s. When another ally dies, drain 1 from the enemy nexus. Ooh, so it is a spider. It is more expensive spider. What is that guy? That fairy man. Yeah, it already exists. That is the Neverglade collector, right? Yeah. Neverglade. So it's a more expensive version of that by 3 mana, which is a lot. It has the same text of when another ally dies, yada yada yada. But it summons 2 Necrotic Nestlings. So for the difference of 3 mana, you're getting 2 2/2s. You have a much better stat line. A 5/8 is kind of crazy. No keywords though. Yeah, I think if you're running a Neverglade deck, yeah, it's Eternal only. Neverglade actually got rotated, didn't it? Did Prankster? Let me see. Oh, yeah, Prankster and Neverglade both got rotated. So this is a replacement, and they're putting it super late game. In Eternal, you could combine it. It could be a top-end version of that, and yet more ways to ping down the enemy. But in Standard, this brings that archetype back again, just super late. Uh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, so the Nestlings just spawned from the Arachno. You're not going to main deck that. Next set of cards, we have the Ionian stuff. An All-Seeing Oracle, 4 mana 4/3. On play, pick one of 3 fast or slow spells in the enemy's hand or deck. Create a Carvings of Divination for it. So this is a 4 mana unit that makes a 1 mana deny, but it makes that deny for a specific card. That is pretty cool. Depending on what the enemy's deck is trying to do, punishing a specific card in the enemy deck is, you know what I mean? Like it's if it's like a deck that's just running Feel the Rush or whatever, and it's never gonna hit a burst spell. So this seems like it'd be really good against that kind of ramp deck that wants to get to War Mothers or Feel the Rush or something like that. In a standard deck, I mean it's probably worth running. 4 mana for a 4/3 is pretty solid, and then you get this deny for later in the game. Yeah, seems totally worth it. Rejuvenating Breeze, on the other hand, 5 mana, heal your Nexus 3 and draw 2 spells. Okay. Heal your Nexus 3 and draw 2? That seems pretty solid. Yeah. Comparing that to the 5 mana spell drawing that we already have, which is, let's see, that card does still see a lot of play, but that's only because of the fact that on flow, it costs only 3. This never costs less, but will heal your Nexus 3. This honestly seems like you would play it in a Master Yi deck. Because Master Yi can reduce its cost. Master Yi wants you to find spells to keep hitting flow. Yeah, I think it's a totally solid card. I would put that with Master Yi, I think. All-Seeing Oracle, I think I would put that in most Ionia decks. I think this is going to be a staple now. Just a thing you're going to have to deal with playing the game. Sorry, people that hate Ionia. Then we have the puzzle. This one didn't give us any, only gave us numbers and let us see a Twilight Protector. Very odd. What could that mean? Well, since we know Neeko's showing up, that could be Neeko pretending to be another creature? Is my guess. But, so, Rejuvenating Breeze, Master Yi deck, I think. All-Seeing Oracle, I would say that goes in pretty much every Ionia deck. Necrotic Arachnoid, that goes in only if you're trying to do a standard deck with probably Ephemerals, probably Callista or Viego, things like that. Even Maokai, maybe? Probably not Maokai. But Callista, Viego, it goes in that kind of deck. And you are in Eternal, it maybe goes a one of in a pre-existing archetype. Sacred Shears, I mean, it goes with Gwen. That's just a new Gwen card. It's not going to go into any deck that doesn't have Gwen, I don't think, where you're going all in on hallowed stuff. Alright. The Swindler's Den. That is going to go into, I think, aggro decks using Bilgewater. and it will go into possibly a discard thing, like something with Scion maybe. Because if you discard a Scion, Scion just gets shuffled back into your deck anyway. And then it goes with Twisted Fate if you're running Eternal. Siren Song, it's an Evelyn card. You're going to run it with Evelyn. You could maybe try to run it with Powder Monkeys, but I don't think you would. I think you're like a Von Yip Powder Monkey type thing. I don't think that's really a thing anymore. It's an Evelyn card. Very similar to the Shears. Deck Hunter. I think you'll be fine putting that into most Bilgewater decks. I don't think it seems to fit with anything in particular. The Tufted Web Spinner is a weird one because the only one drop in Shadow Isles that you could play before this is either a Sinister Poro or Fireth Reaper of the Sands. So, yeah, I think that card is gonna find a bit of a harder time finding a place. I think if you're running a fearsome deck that somehow also cares about unit types. Shadow Isles does have some fearsome things with unit types. The Poro, the Camavoran Dragon, the what else? Keeper of the Box is a cultist. So there's some stuff there, but for the most part, this is just a weird card. I'm not sure. It doesn't seem like it wants to go into a spider deck, and in standard, spider decks aren't even a thing anymore. Yeah. Just that effect, it's only one round of lowering the stats. That's the one that I think we'll have to see more cards. Hard to say where that's going to go. But that is all the cards for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If there's anything here that you're looking forward to, make sure to let me know down in the comments. Personally, I think All-Seeing Oracle is going to be really annoying, but I look forward to being part of that annoyance. It's just going to be real fun to play that and then have it pop off or not. There'll probably be times where just they never play that spell that you find. And then Siren Song. What that's going to do for Evelyn decks is going to be kind of crazy. So that's one I'm probably the most looking forward to playing because I can understand it. Alright. Hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you guys tomorrow for, I guess, not a champion reveal. Just be more cards. See you later.